and I'm the Youth Development Director for the YMCA of Southern Nevada.
Okay, and I saw online that the Centennial Hills YMCA is doing a teen program. The next one is coming up this Saturday. Tell me a little bit about that program and what the purpose of it is.
Yeah, absolutely. So in 2017, the Centennial Hills neighborhood experienced a rise in teen crime and teen mischief. And so organizations were coming to the Y as one of the leading providers of youth development programming in the nation to ask what services we had in response to this local need. At the time, we had our teen summer day camp program, and we had a few volunteer opportunities, but we realized that in this moment we needed to expand, and that's exactly what we did. We first created a teen internship program within the summer day camp program, and so summer campers within the teen group could apply for, and become an intern and shadow under some of our executives and directors. And at the end of their 6-week journey, they were to pitch a program that the Y would consider launching. And over the course of the next couple of years, the teens pitched several programs that we have started, like robotics and coding programs and all sorts of really fun things. But of course, one of the things that they really wanted to do was more teen programs during the school year. And so we launched over the last couple of years 3 new teen programs, and then we just launched another one late in the fall of 2020. So the 3 main school year teen programs now are Teen Talks, Teen Connection, and Teen Night. They occur on the first and third Saturday of every month. There's a nominal fee for our members, and there's financial assistance for those who need additional support. They're back to back, so teens usually get here around 1, and then they get picked up around 9, which is what they and their families found ideal. The Teen Talks program is really heavily geared towards youth mental health, which is especially important right now in pandemic times with rising rates of youth depression and, unfortunately, youth suicides. So Teen Talks partners with Bridge Counseling Associates, one of the premier nonprofit mental health organizations here in Southern Nevada. They send out staff to lead structured but open discussions on topics that the teens want to talk about. So it's a safe space for them to have productive conversations on topics like peer pressure and substance abuse, and yes, even depression and suicide. Then they move into the Teen Connection program right after. And Teen Connection is all about service learning and life skill development. So the teens engage in a wide range of volunteerism projects within the community, be that with the Nevada animal shelters, with the cancer organizations, cancer groups, be that a whole bunch of different projects. After they combine those service learning projects with life skill development opportunities. So they get to learn from those experiences out in the community with animal shelters, with cancer organizations, and then they mold them into lessons that they taught themselves to inform future projects. And then they bring in outside parties to teach them more things. So for example, the teens a couple years ago said that they knew somebody that was hearing impaired up here. And so they wanted to learn sign language. So we brought in somebody and they spent one of their life skill development days learning about sign language. Later on, we have this session, we have somebody coming out to teach them about money management and financial literacy. And so they get to do all these really cool life skill development projects throughout the session. Then they go into Teen Night, which is all social activities. So we do things like murder mystery nights, disco nights, all sorts of these really fun themed experiences where they get to just kind of let loose and be kids, have fun.
Yeah. Wow. This sounds like such a comprehensive program. It really touches on so many factors of a teenager's life and what they're concerned about and what they think is important. I really like that you guys bring in the teenagers to talk about these programs, what they want. How important is it to collaborate with the youth in our area?
Absolutely. It's especially important. Youth voice and youth choice are especially important, especially in these adolescent ages. Teens have a lot of complacent options today, right? They can stay home and they can play video games. And many of them lately have been forced to do that. They can just stick to their neighborhood, or when they're left unsupervised because parents have to work and can't afford childcare, they're left to their own volition. And that's what caused the rise in teen crime and mischief that I talked about, which launched these teen programs. But to convince them to let go of these other more complacent opportunities and come to do something that's productive, something that develops them into tomorrow's community leaders, requires that they are at the helm of the decision-making process, from building the framework all the way through execution. And so every component of all of our teen programs, so I've mentioned 3, there are several others that we have. The teens are at the helm from the very beginning all the way through. They pick the topics for Teen Talks, they pick their service learning projects, they pick their life skill development opportunities, they pick their themes for Teen Night. We have a program called the Dreamer Lab, in partnership with Charlie Rocket and Cox Communications at our Heinrich facility and our Durango Hills facility. Those, again, are spaces where the teens get to decide how to create within them. So they come to these very, very unique spaces, and there are really qualified staff that will guide them, of course, but they're at the helm of what they end up wanting to grow into.
That's so great. And for Centennial Hills, for in terms of some of that, crime that was going on with the teenagers there, why is that? Is it because there wasn't many options for them to, it's a growing community, they're adding more things to do, but was it because there wasn't as much for teenagers to do out there? Did you guys ever discuss
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, absolutely. It's simply because of that complacency factor. There's a common misconception that once my child is 12, 13, they can stay home alone. But unfortunately, their brain isn't fully developed. They're still relying on instinctual behaviors, right? They're not thinking through their decisions from A to Z. And so it's very easy to get into mischief. And then from mischief, it's very easy to get into criminal behavior. And that's exactly what was happening. The wave was dubbed the caught on camera crimes by teens wave. So it was teens going to houses and stealing Amazon packages, throwing rocks at windows, and it just evolved from that. So again, it's this something that the Y is constantly working on, is promoting the fact that the Y is a hub for youth and adults of all ages, all abilities, and especially all income levels. A common barrier to accessing programs is that financial barrier. But as a nonprofit, we eliminate that barrier. We will work with whatever income you have to make sure we develop either you or your child into the person that reaches their full potential.
Wow. And for people that want to take part in this, for teenagers, do they have to belong to the Centennial Hills YMCA? How does that work?
The cool thing about the Y is we've got 4 branches here in Southern Nevada. Once you join one, you're a member of all of them. So there are lots of different programs at all 4 of our centers. You join at one and you get access to all of them. A substantial amount of them are free or nominal fee, like the teen programs. And then there are some that come with a cost offset. So things like summer camp, for example, comes with an additional cost. However, of course, what's extremely important for the Y is that no one will ever be turned away due to the inability to pay. So you join based on your financial circumstances, and then you sign up for the programs based on your financial circumstances. We will take care of the rest.
That's really great, especially in what's going on right now with so many people losing their work and things like that. Is there anything else that you want to add about the program? Anything I didn't ask about that's important for parents and their teenagers to know about what's going on with you guys?
No, I think you've done a great job touching base on some of these really important programs. I'll say that teens initially want to stay home and stay within their comfort zone. But something that we learn even as adults is you can't grow within your comfort zone. So I would encourage parents to take a look at the why. There's a lot of different programs. Within teens, you've got 6 or 7 different offerings by themselves. Find the one or two that fits what you are hoping to get out of the experience, and then allow the why to support you from the financial assistance aspect if you need that assistance. And then if you're in the community and you'd like to participate in these programs, we're always looking for donors and volunteers to support and grow this work.